Hi folks, welcome back to another week of Families in an Electronic World. I've been enjoying our discussions this week about online dating and the formation of couple relationships, and looking forward to next week where we'll continue discussions about couple relationships. But following that, for the next couple of weeks after that, we're going to shift gears and start talking about staying in touch with people who are close to us from a distance. We started off a couple of weeks ago talking about how does technology impact our daily interactions as families. The next couple of weeks are about couple relationships, and the couple of weeks after that are going to be about staying in touch. And in particular, I'm looking at two groups that we stay in touch with from a distance. One is one that you are very familiar with, which is college students. How do college students stay in touch with their parents when they live far away, when they go off to school? And second, how do we stay in touch with extended family like grandparents and aunts and uncles and siblings who've moved away? So those are two very important questions in a way in which technology has really changed the way in which we interact as families. So let me talk a little bit about the materials that you'll be reading and listening to this next week in preparation for the discussion the week following that. And these have to do with the communication between parents and children who are away at college students, like you, many of you anyway. So there are two resources for this week. One is an audio podcast. It was the best thing I found. There were some video things I looked at, but really I think this audio podcast does as good a job of presenting the issue as anything. It's from an NPR morning edition show. It's about 5 minutes in length, something like that. And a hint for you, when you go on the link, you may want to click on the button that says full story, because that will give you the text and you can sort of follow along in the text of the story as you're listening to it. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty close, and I think you'll find it helpful, maybe especially in taking the quiz. But it addresses the whole issue of staying, how do kids and parents stay in touch. And the piece starts off with the announcer saying, you know, back in the day it was really different for me, and you know, I can say the same thing. Back in the day for me, when I was in college, you know, it was of course before cell phones, and we had a pay phone at the end of the floor, and you know, one that served the whole dorm floor. And so you know, I'd call home collect maybe once every other week, and that was about the only way, other than letters, that my parents and I had of staying in touch with each other. Obviously, it's a very different story now. And so that podcast and then the accompanying reading, which is a chapter from a book by Hofer and Moore called iConnected, really talks about results of surveys and then discussions related to that about how often do college students and their parents stay in touch, and what are some of the implications of that. So I hope you'll enjoy the reading and the podcast. I think I found them pretty enlightening, and I'll look forward to the discussion that we have when we get to that, when we get ready for that.